Welcome, acolytes. Today I am reacting to Rev says the Sioux woke journalist files furiously lawsuit so to silent blah 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 blah. Awoki does something bad again. Or as well. This guy specifically is actually quite a interesting little guy, so I'm just gonna do a reaction to him or what Rev has to say because hey, the guy just makes everything freaking funnier than it has to be, and he always gets all the information. I don't even know how he searches for it, but let's just start and see what he has to say about him. By the way, show me and Rev some love. I'm not gonna do the sub and subscribe and like thing. It's just right now. I don't know. I actually jump between those two, but it is what it is. But okay, let's just start.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to be once again talking about Smash JT because he is involved in a very serious situation.
Again.
Involving Alyssa Mercante. So if you've been following these two parties, you know that there's been an ongoing beef for nearly a year between Smash JT and former Kotaku editor Alyssa Mercante. They have exchanged criticisms, insults, what have you, back and forth, but the whole time Alyssa Mercante has tried to play the role of the victim despite her participation in all of this. And one of the things she did a few months ago is threaten to file lawsuits against YouTubers, but eventually she specified Smash JT specifically.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I wish that everybody who could or that actually does this, because I know exactly one thing, that lawsuits are very, very expensive, very, very tiring, and may even go against you if you're effing F up, like someone. And most of the time, it's not even your choice if you win or not. You can do everything perfectly, and then just have a scumbag judge that actually does things against you, just because he doesn't like your face. Yes, this happens more often than you think. That's why judges should get consequences for their decisions if they don't follow the effing book. But it is what it is, and I wish the world would be like if somebody sued him, Smash, if somebody sued Smash, and then just lose to him again and again and again and again, and Smash would actually get everything repaid. Every single thing repaid, that would be optimal. That would be the best thing to happen. But the justice system just isn't just, it's a system.
And after all these months, it is finally here. You can
Or let's just say it's not that negative, but I'm also pretty effed up.
see Alyssa on her TikTok announcing here. I saw it, so you had to as well. But this is the main source where she shared it on her Twitter with a link to the related documents. And yeah, this is as unserious as she is and how ridiculous all of this is, what's at stake is very serious. If Alyssa, God forbid, manages to win this, it sets a very chilling precedent. It's an attack on free speech. It's trying to silence criticism and silence people with different ideological views. And their agenda here is very clear. This is a petty lawsuit being filed by someone trying to basically punish someone that they disagree with online and put them and their family through this long, potentially...
Yes, and by the way, what I actually forgot to say, if somebody files a lawsuit like her, where it's clear as freaking acolytes for everyone, it's clear it's just a silence tactic. And I just wish that this silence tactic would be punishable. And I don't mean with money, I mean with effing jail. Put the fucker in jail. Because no normal person would do that. And most of the people who actually just do stuff like Alyssa, they are a menace to society, and if they are gone, the society will be a bit better for it. That's at least how I see it.
Long court process, it's going to be a very big headache for everyone involved. And as you can see from the lawyer representing her, one of the lawyers representing her, this lawyer made their entire claim to fame by basically suing and trying to silence anti-woke gamers. So yes, if the agenda here wasn't clear enough already, there's more proof of it. But let's look at the post itself, because this was done in a very malicious way. Before we even look deep into what she is claiming in this document, the way that it's set up is done to put Smash JT and his family into a very dangerous situation. So if you go to the party section, right, she had her lawyers redact her home address because this would be a threat to her safety. But they did not extend that same courtesy to Smash JT, instead listing his home address, which is now a part of the public record and is now known to anyone.
What the? You can do that? What? That's effing Doxing 101. That's not even subtle. I didn't... Yeah, sorry. The system has to be freaking changed. And it's not because I want people to get harshly punished, but to protect the people who actually follow the law. And I mean good people that actually follow the law to the teeth. To protect them against parasites like this. I am disgusted right now.
Anyone who wants to look it up. And by posting that link with the relevant information on her Twitter immediately to probably the prediction and intention of Alyssa Mercante, her minions and sycophants would immediately start posting his home address as well as pictures of his home, and also start threatening him and his family. Like, imagine being so pressed by critical YouTube videos that, you know, forget Smash JT. You're now putting his family in danger by doing this, a completely unnecessary move. You could have redacted his address as well, but she knew full well what she was doing when she did that.
That's obvious. That's so in the face. Acolytes, if I see this as a judge, I have to realize what the effing tactic is here. For free. Okay.
But let's look at the document itself. It starts off with an absolute banger opening preliminary statement here. I mean, I'm pretty sure these first couple of sentences here should constitute malpractice, okay? It says, modern video game enthusiasm is marked by a presence of semi-organized, outrage-driven campaigns for harassment like 2014's infamous Gamergate. Case dismissed. You mentioned Gamergate? Yeah, that should be enough. But also they go on to talk about Sweet Baby and all this stuff. Just like imagine some probably like 60-year-old boomer judge having to sit there and listen to what Gamergate and Sweet Baby are. Like, it's ridiculous. But the only thing more ridiculous than that is the amount...
No, the most ridiculous thing is that there is a 60-year-old judge that doesn't know anything about this and still judges people for it. That's the ridiculous part. You should have an informed judge on this case. Not a 60-year-old boomer.
Out of money she is demanding. She wants $75,000. 75,000 doubloons because of the videos he has made about her. In a weird claim here, she is trying to say he made all this money off of his YouTube videos criticizing me, therefore I'm entitled to that money. It's kind of interesting for an approach there, but this is a very weird number, okay?
Yeah, and by the way, because I just realized it, give me a second for F. This is just right now because I just realized it, Acolytes. A game journalist. Yes, someone who uses someone else's work to actually show the games that that will come out. She literally does the same thing, makes money with it, because conceptually that's the same thing, like the end result is the same thing. And this hypocriticism is so freaking obvious. Okay.
If you're thinking, did she and her lawyers pull this number out of their ass? Absolutely. So I've been doing YouTube a long time, and I can say, based on what I've seen from the videos he made about her and the views they have and stuff like that, there is no way he made anything close to $75,000. Okay, he made a good chunk of money, I'm sure, but not $75,000 on those Alyssa Mercante related videos. I guarantee what the lawyers did was they went to Social Blade and looked at the estimated earnings on his account. If you go there, you can look at like a specific day where he uploaded a video about her, and it'll give you a range of how much revenue he made. And again, speaking as someone who's experienced with this, let's say you made $500 on a given day. The range estimate that they'll provide for that day will be like $10 to like $3,000, right? It's like super inaccurate and really bloated. So they probably took those exaggerated numbers at the cap and used that to basically come up with this $75,000 mark. And on top of that, this whole price tag here proves another reason, another motivation for her doing this lawsuit now of all times. We understand the kind of pettiness and the wanting to silence her critics, but also I think this is a bit of a cash grab as well. I think that's another primary motivation. Her words, not mine. She has described herself recently as broke, okay? And she just lost her job at Kotaku, and now she is trying to basically go out there as a freelancer, clearly isn't working out very well, and she even has a Patreon for her very lame attempt at being a content creator. I guarantee it's not bringing in that much. So yes, I think there is a financial motivation here by doing this, but let's look at some of the related claims that are being filed against Smash JT. The first cause of action here for defamation and defamation per se. Now, this is very interesting because this whole section is focusing on comments where Smash JT basically implies that she had to give sexual favors to make it to the place she is in the industry.
I mean, he's probably not far off, though.
Now, if that was completely baseless and just unfounded, right, maybe there'd be something here. But unfortunately, he's basing his comments on a public tweet made by Alyssa Mercante saying exactly that. That's exactly what he's saying. He's just parroting what she's saying in her own tweets, and she doesn't like how that looks. Now, I've seen some of the defenders of her say, oh, wait a second, that was a joke. Well, is it? Like, how do we know it's a joke? How are we supposed to know if she was joking when she wrote this tweet?
Yeah, first of all, I agree with Rev because, first of all, two times. No, you don't know. It's relatively hard to know if somebody's joking or not if they are writing something down. Now, would I say that it was a joke? Yes. But I would also argue that his thing that he actually said was also a joke. So...
And on top of that, we're talking about defamation. So to get defamation, you have to prove that Smash JT knew this was a joke and knew it was false information and said it anyways. Like, good luck with that.
Correctly.
Let's just say that. Much about that. But the next cause of action, the fourth one, is tortious interference with contract, referring to her contract with Kotaku. Now, there is something very interesting here. The way they describe how she left Kotaku changes multiple times in this document and also contradicts what Alyssa Mercante said on social media about a month ago. So down here, the document says, as a direct and proximate result of Smash JT's unlawful harassment, Alyssa Mercante lost her job and had her contract bought out. So she lost her job and also got bought out, which is already conflicting.
And by the way, what the fuck, even if she's the one that actually cried for people to get fired off their jobs. If it hits you, well, bad luck, Buttercup. Eat your own shit.
And then here, in a different part of the document, it says, under pressure from G/O management, which is Kotaku's management, in the wake of this harassment campaign, Mercante agreed to resign. And then you look at her tweet from November, where she's trying to basically downplay how this all went down, where she said that she decided to leave on her own volition. So we already know right here, this was a lie, okay? Not relevant to the case in any sort of a way, but it just shows that she's willing to lie about these details. And also on top of that, there's a very clear picture here that Kotaku likely just bought her out because they just couldn't deal with her anymore. And now they're trying to make it sound like it's all the fault of Smash JT.
I believe that,
and
by the
how
way.
they got there is really...
That they bought her out because they couldn't deal with her. Because acolytes, like, think about the people you work with and how many times you would be like, yeah, if I could just buy the person out so I have my peace, yeah, I would do it. I would do it. Definitively.
Bizarre. So the only specific event that they label as one of the big pushes that got her out of Kotaku is this section right here, where it says Smash JT promoted the commentary by streamer Destiny related to Mercante's support of Hassan Piker, which led to people accusing Mercante of anti-Semitism. Now, this is very bizarre because she is basically, or she and her lawyers are trying to say that the words by Destiny that he covered are what got her fired at Kotaku. It's very strange. Like, again, Smash GT is a successful channel, but he's no Destiny. Like Destiny or not, he's a very large presence on social media.
I agree with it, yes.
His original coverage of Mercante definitely had way more of an influence than Smash JT's coverage in a YouTube video. Okay, and what exactly are we talking about, by the way? So Destiny released a post with a link to an archive of like 50 tweets where for years Alyssa Mercante was replying to Hassan Piker on Twitter or adding him in her own tweets, essentially simping for him, in many cases also thirsting for him. And yeah, that didn't really look very good, especially given all of the drama and controversy surrounding Hassan Piker, especially on the topic of anti-Semitism. On top of that, she has this very embarrassing 30-second interview she got at TwitchCon with Hassan Piker. It was a very hard watch, to say the least. He looked confused the whole time, and she was like low-key starting to hit on him. It was very strange. But of course, that connection to Hassan Piker typically has some ramifications, especially given the fact right now the current climate on Twitch is that advertisers are leaving because of concerns about anti-Semitism, mainly because they won't do anything. Twitch won't do anything about Hassan Piker.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I would definitively throw that stuff that Hassan has to say. Like, if she wants to do this, like, okay, good, but she supports him, and this looks extremely bad. Just say to the judge, yeah, he actually supports terrorists. Like, he definitively positive, for F's sake. He actually just supported them. Show the clips of what he's talking about, and it's done. It's done.
But yes, this connection, his commentary about what Destiny said, all of a sudden is the direct and proximate results of her losing her job at Kotaku, which is a stretch to say the least. Now, moving forward here, obviously this lawsuit's going to be very expensive, so Smash JT would go onto Twitter and talk about his lawyer, Ron Coleman, who's a very well-respected lawyer, and he needs $25,000 as requested by Ron Coleman, which, these lawsuits are very expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Again, just a huge waste of time over something as frivolous as what she's trying to claim with these documents. And, you know, this $25,000 mark, I believe it was started on Give, Send, Go.
And by the way, because in theory, you could sue her back, so you get technically your money back. But if she doesn't have any money, you won't get shit. So that doesn't work.
A fundraiser about 24 hours ago, and looking at it now, it's already up to $43,000. It's almost doubled the goal. And honestly, get as much as you can, because at this point, it's going to be probably needed, because these lawsuits can go on for months or even years. And that's not even considering a possible countersuit, because I don't remember exactly what he's going to do in terms of a potential countersuit. But if I was in that situation, I'd probably countersue Alyssa as well as Kotaku, because this is a bunch of crap. And this is obviously a frivolous...
And Kotaku. Huh. That's a good idea.
Lawsuit that is designed for a lot of selfish purposes. Number one, to silence people. That's why this is so important. You see why so many people are rallying behind Smash JT, including a lot of YouTubers and content creators, because they see the potential chilling effect that could happen if she manages to win. This is an attack on free speech. This is an attack on criticism. They want people in the gaming industry, whether it's journalists, developers, what have you, they want to get to a point. They want to have a precedent like this that says, if someone criticizes you based on your public tweets or activity, and they make you look bad, you can take them to court and win. that is a very chilling thing. Like, that is definitely an attempt to silence free speech, an attempt to silence criticism. And it's not surprising seeing someone like Alyssa Mercante go off the deep end and want to support something like that, because they're just not used to criticism. I think they've been living in a bubble for so long that now that, you know, Alyssa comes out and is just constantly kicking the hornet's nest every day, trying to stir up drama for attention, and they just can't deal with the backlash that's ultimately self-created. And I think a lot of this is because Alyssa Mercante loves attention, and she wants it to keep going. It is no secret her relevancy on social media has died off over the months. She had her moments back in like February and March where a lot of people, including myself, were talking about her in videos with hundreds of thousands and even millions of views. She was getting a lot of attention. Yes, a lot of it was people making fun of her, but that didn't matter. She likes the attention. It's very clear. And ever since she left Kotaku, I mean, a lot of people pretty much determined that might be the end of her relevancy altogether. But this happens.
Fair enough.
And it's so convenient that it pops up, this lawsuit finally is filed after she's left Kotaku and she's falling into even more irrelevancy. I think that is a big part of all this. She likes the attention. There is no sane person who would go through all this for such a frivolous lawsuit, the time and the money, all of it, to basically exact some revenge. I think that's part of it. She wants to, you know, go after Smash JT and punish him for daring to say negative things about her, but I also think she wants attention to keep going her way, and this is one crazy way of doing it, that is for sure. And like I said earlier too, I think this is a bit of a cash grab. She's in a tough spot financially. Again, her words, not mine. And $75,000 is on the line here. And as you can see, it's going away a certain way right now. And it appears that a lot of people think this will be a cakewalk. But you know what? Take no chances on this.
No.
It's very important.
No. As I said, it's basically a gamble. It's basically a gamble. If you think about it logically, she should get harshly punished for everything she did. Especially for the freaking dogs thing. She should get punished for it. But it's not illegal. And if she finds the judge that actually sims for her, it's done. You can be correct all you want, but if the judge says no, the judge says no. So yeah.
That Smash JT prevails here, and hopefully this doesn't even make it into any later stages of litigation here. It should just be thrown out right from the get-go based on that god-awful document we just looked at. Completely ridiculous claims. But anyways, that is the situation. I'll put a...
Yeah. Ref, as always, thank you for the information. And acolytes, good night.